Hello, everybody. I am Jennifer Norley. I'm the head of the Biochemistry and Molecular Biology department. I'm here to welcome everyone. We're so pleased that you can attend our annual award ceremony, including those attending from afar. So I'm going to hand it over the proceedings to our master ceremonies in Springer. But I first have the honor of presenting an award established by a friend of the department. And it's in my honor, and it's an opportunity for me to recognize the excellent work of my faculty colleagues. And so before we get on to honoring our undergraduates, graduate students, and postdocs who we cherish and enjoy working with, I would like to call out a faculty member who has done amazing service to the department and to the graduate program. Scott Norman, if you come up and stand here while I sing this to you. It's my great pleasure to present the Jennifer Norman Award for outstanding service to Dr. Scott Norman for his longtime service to the leadership of molecular and cell biology. So, BMB department faculty recruit and mentor master's students and PhD students before into this departmental graduate programs, with the molecular and cell biology or MCE program being the primary graduate students for BMB faculty. So graduate students are integral to the research ecosystem at any research university. They often mentor undergraduates at the bench in laboratories, and they themselves are generating new knowledge and developing their skills as scientists. And while individual faculty members mentor the grad students in their research groups, the effective graduate training needs an overall structure. The faculty overseeing the curriculum, who trains the next generation of scientists, and the final progression of the grad students toward their degree. Scott joined BMB in 2004, and he's played a really important role in graduate education all along. He's mentored 21 master's and PhD students in the lab and served on over 80 positions. Worked out, but that's how to come up with looking at your CVs and such. His leadership in the MCB program is grounded in steadfast commitment to graduate student mentoring. He became the MCB program leader in 2017, where he chaired numerous committees, including steering, new student orientation, the periodic self-study committee required by the board of trustees to evaluate our program. He oversaw routine management for first graduate students in order for them to place into research groups. He sat on graduate operations and student qualifying exam committees. He was on the MCB retreat committee, which was an important event to gather the community of faculty and students about research. And multiple committees that either liaised with other departments or developed and submitted training grant proposals for federal funding to enhance the graduate student training, and also strategic planning committees to position the MCB program to train next generation of scientists well into the future. So his efforts have benefited not only graduate students trained in the MCB program, but the faculty who recruit the students from this program. The time commitment obviously is very, very large under normal circumstances. And we were fortunate that Scott was in a position of leadership during the COVID pandemic, because that created enormous challenges for research activity in general and graduate training in particular. So he was associate program leader during a time when that research basically shut down and was because of public health mandates. The 2021 entering class and MCB students had to take classes remotely. They had to carry out their teaching assignments in remote classes, all while attempting to find a research program to join without actually being able to interact in person. And Scott was heavily involved in substantial restructuring needed to support the grad students throughout this very challenging time. And then in 2021-22, as we were coming back to campus in person, we experienced what is referred to nationally as the Great Resignation, as staff reevaluated their work-life priorities, essentially having been able to bring on campus to have been broken throughout COVID. And so many retired or moved on to other jobs. So this is a national problem that we felt very keenly on this campus, and the interdepartmental graduate programs were without staff for a significant period of time. That's at least a year, and Scott was on smaller faculty to make sure that graduate students were still supported and most importantly, be on time, that seminars should still happen, and student faculty retreats should still happen. Basically, they kept things running. So Scott's selfless efforts have benefited graduate students. His selfless efforts have benefited the graduate students, the undergrads who work in labs or take classes with them, the graduate TAs, and the faculty who rely on graduate students to carry out research. So this award is a very small token of my gratitude for your tremendous service to the project. And so now I'm turning over the students to Dr. Amy Springer, who's a chief undergrad advisor, and lead the rest of the service.
So welcome, awardees, friends, family, supporters, and BMB staff and faculty. All of you have contributed to the accomplishment we are celebrating today. I'm really glad all of you are here, especially as I realize we are the only thing between you and a long weekend that's going to be really nice weather. The students we honor today have had an unexpected journey through their college years. We've all had to learn to pivot and adjust in recent years. And I know some people talk about feeling like they were robbed of their college experience, but I think this is not a productive way to think about it. But there will always be surprises. No one is guaranteed an uninteresting life. And while there are challenges, we have to figure out ways to do it. And there were opportunities also. And so I really hope the students who are honoring today will take the lessons they learned about themselves and about society to heart and go out and make do and make do. So what I'm going to do today is I will be reading the awards and I will read the awardee names and then they will come up and then I will read, I will tell the name of someone who's going to come and speak on their behalf. We have asked the speakers to be brief because we have a long list. And I know most of you cannot say enough about what this is speaking for, but we do have a long day. All right. The first award is our Nicholas Slakey Award. This is on behalf of Nicholas Slakey, who is a member of the department. And it is for students with a high enthusiasm in participating in laboratory research. And the fund is to support a student who might not otherwise have access to the funding research. Our awardee today is Sarah Tabaya. And Sarah is actually not here. She is on study abroad in Italy. I am not jealous. I think she might be watching us on Zoom. So we should congratulate Sarah with our applause. And we will have her back next year when she's on campus to award it in person. So our next award is the Jessica Hayes Scholarship. The family of Jessica Hayes gave this scholarship on behalf of Jessica, who was a staff member in BMB, to honor a student, a BMB student who has a record of high academic achievement and also bears the qualities of boldness in pursuing non-traditional challenges and great breadth of interest. This is always an interesting award because we always get lots of really fascinating students to choose between. And our awardee this year is Samuel Wong. Well, I'm going to give it the award, but you know, it was also handed down. I get the privilege of introducing Samuel to you all. So for those of you who don't know who I am, my name is Becky Miller, and I am a senior lecturer here in BMB. And I had the privilege of meeting Samuel in person for the first time because most of my teaching responsibilities are for the non-majors here at UMass. So I don't
there are relatively few BMB majors that I get to overlap with, so it was a privilege to meet Samuel. So I want to give you just a little bit of background about him. So he is a double major in mechanical engineering and in biochem. And so, and then to give you a little bit of context about his journey here to UMass. So when we met last Monday, he gave you sort of a little bit of background about himself. So I found out that he dropped out of high school, which is not normal. And so, and then part of his time in high school, he spent a little bit of time in the foster care system. So that's unusual as well. But he did return to community college and not only completed high school, but also completed his credits. Their community college will be transferred here to UMass. And at the time that he transferred here, he thought about BMB, declared a BMB major, then added engineering, then dropped BMB, and then realized that mechanical engineering is not as much fun as that. And we are privileged to have him here in the department. Over the long term, his interest is in tissue engineering, pretty fascinating field. And so, although mechanical engineering is not directly related to tissue engineering, certainly the biochemistry content would be. So he's had some fantastic real world experiences already. He's done, he's had a research intensive down at the University of Georgia in nanotechnology. He's done been part of a group that looked at urban ecology study. He also has had a co-op experience at Abbey, and which he will also have an internship opportunity this summer again with that pharmaceutical company or biotech company. So all of those things together, I think, give you a little bit of context for just how unique that he is. But I wanted to throw in just a couple of other unique attributes of him as well. So outside of his studies, he spends time bouldering, longboarding, and last year he learned how to sew, which impressed all of us, I think, when we were reading through the applications. And he claims that he learned how to sew because he's 5'3" and very close to him. And the way for him to not only like have clothes that fit, but a way to save money and recycle. And that's called upcycling clothes that he wears. So I don't know if you're wearing recycled clothes today, but it is. So we are honored. It was a pleasure to meet you, Samuel. I look forward to interacting with you hopefully over the next year. And congratulations. I forgot.
All right, we have two previous paid explainers in our audience. We have our Julie and the next award is the Penny Little Award. This was given by the Little family, who I believe is joining us on Zoom today. For the BMB department to recognize a top biochemistry major who has shown academic excellence and excellence in research in biochemistry. This is a very hard award to give out. We have had so many excellent candidates. We had over a dozen who had effectively perfect GPAs. Most of those were in the research labs, most of those were in biochemistry research labs. It was a very difficult process. And among a very impressive list of candidates, we have 3 awardees in the middle today. And the first of them is Sarah McManus. Okay, I only have like 30 minutes worth of material. So Sarah's on my lab in her freshman year, which is awesome for any guy who's looking for people to join their research labs because they have a nice long time to get used to the research.
And it's hard to know where to start because Sarah is so incredible in so many ways, and I've been in complete awe of her at so many points over the years. Sarah started on a really difficult project trying to crystallize a poorly behaved protein, which is actually pictured on all of your programs. No big deal. Although, she hit many roadblocks because this was a tough project. She never got frustrated, never gave up, always came back. Unfortunately, due to COVID, we lost some precious lab time, but we had Zoom meetings and Sarah stayed as engaged as we could, and actively involved in the lab. There was one group meeting over Zoom that I distinctly remember. And during this meeting, we were talking about a protein prep that, she had done a while ago back when she was still in the lab. And I just asked her kind of offhand, do you remember and the protein concentration? She like, there was no lab notebook in front of her or anything. She remembered every single component in the buffer, the pH, the protein concentration. And after that meeting, I talked to my graduate student who was mentoring Sarah throughout the campus. Don't screw this up, she's really good. I'll never forget that. It was amazing. But it just goes to show how engaged she was, because you only remember those details if you're really paying attention. So that was awesome. So in addition to basically memorizing the lab, I also had Sarah in an advanced biochemistry class where she absolutely dominated every exam. To the point where I was like, you can't study for this, or like, so that's incredible students all around. In addition to those things, she's also been teaching assistant for several BMB courses, helping other BMBers along the way. She's been a summer doing research in Spain. She also spent a semester abroad doing research in Germany, which, by the way, during this her second year, no big deal. Don't ask me how she's done all of this and maintained a perfect GPA because I have no idea. She's currently writing her thesis, which will be integrated into a nice paper, which we're writing up right now. And it's been just an absolute pleasure to get to work with Sarah. She constantly impresses me and constantly puts 100% effort into what she's doing, and focuses on what she's doing and is dedicated to the work that she does. So I have absolutely no doubt she will continue to slay. Undergrads teach me all the slaying. She's already received a competitive scholarship to do her master's degree in Germany. So she's currently applying to programs and interviewing, and I have no doubt she will just have a very successful career in front of her. And I'm excited that I got to be part of the beginning. So congratulations. All right, our next heavy little word is Mary. And then we're getting over, not here today, and we need Mr. Keith, William Rodriguez is supposed to be a teacher, not here today, but he did write something, and we have your thesis for the member thing. So yes, I may have the third choice. But I'm here now. Not in your program, but again, I'm Jen Crouch. I'm here to present this award to Tim. And first I'm going to read what Will Rodriguez wrote. Pretend I will. Tim joined the Miller Lab back in January 2020. And throughout these 3.5 years, Tim has served as a mentor student, mentee, role model, and scientist. What really defines Tim is his sheer dedication and passion for not only science, but also medicine. As he worked alongside me, to build an amazing story about the virus and human host in the lab, Tim also fought to gain critical medical experience in the hospital, always pushing through the challenges we all face during the global SARS-CoV-2 pandemic. Tim's journey, his perseverance, and his boundless enthusiasm for his work all give me no doubt that he will go on to not only break boundaries for research, but also bring health and joy to his future patients as well. All this said, congratulations, Tim the Enchanter. Thank you for being such an amazing student in person.
We're also like to add, I have the pleasure of serving on Tim's lead committee. He also took advanced biochemistry 2 with me last fall, which he aced, of course. Currently serves as a TA in my course. He's doing a fantastic job. And I can tell you from all of the students who benefit from his knowledge, that they tell me over and over again that the TAs know so much information and so much better than me. I don't know how to say that, but it's been a pleasure having you. All right.
All right, and the third pretty little awardee, and that is Laura B. I just get to talk about Lauren every year. Which is great, and she thought so much I have to write it down. Lauren started in lab in 2020, so she experienced her COVID wonder that we had here. She made major contributions to multiple projects in the lab. One thing that she's done is isolate CRISPR mutants, so she formed a whole CRISPR system. She isolated CRISPR mutants with 4 different genes, and this involved something like 1,500 PCR reactions, which he managed to keep track of along with the plants. So this in itself is a major, major effort. And she's essentially brilliant, enthusiastic, and has a fabulous work ethic. So another contribution that she's made is to isolate specific proteins, these specific APRs that she made mutants of. And she did such a good job of this, I decided to send her to Italy this January to work with a collaborator. And in 2 weeks, they managed to purify and look at the kinetics of 3 different proteins. So clearly, she's very talented and very dedicated to her work. She also managed to receive a competitive fellowship from the American Society of Plant Biology. This is a summer undergraduate research fellowship, so she was able to work in the lab all that summer. But another thing that's great about Lauren is she's very has very broad interests. She's also interested in resource conservation and some projects in that area. She also was involved in putting together a cookbook for indigenous groups throughout the U.S. and interviewed people, put together recipes, etc. And so she has authorship on that cookbook. I should also mention when she was in Italy, because she wasn't bored or anything, she helped with a review article and got authorship on that article as well. And certainly when we finish our next 1,500 PCR reactions, she'll get authorship related to the work we've done in my lab. And also because she's so amazingly confident and generous with her time, she really was the foundation of my getting credit for something I didn't do, which was to have a workshop for 12 in-service high school teachers. And Lauren put together all the protocols, worked out everything that had to be done, and then was there to teach the teachers how to use the equipment and answer all their questions. And then through all this, she's done a really good job of trying to support herself and earn enough money to pursue in college. And one of the things she has done has been a apprentice electrician. And it was very interesting to make that to her dad, very obvious. And last year, you mentioned that she was working and get another apprentice working with him. And that apprentice quit because he couldn't say how well. Lauren's figured it on me. So she has a very diverse background. She's been fabulous in the lab. And I'm going to cry when she leaves. We have so many wonderful students in the neighborhood that we had to create an award that we call the Excellence in Biochemistry Award. I think we have 35 awardees or something like that this year. We are not going to not each individual, but we do have a fixed that.
Parents in the audience, the biochemistry and molecular biology major is talent. You have to have cognitive skills to survive mathematics and physical chemistry. You have to have experimental skills to make it through our laboratory requirements. You have to have insight into biological processes. And so as a result, the BMB majors are in demand in the workforce and on campus and in research labs. And we attract some of the best students on campus. In the classroom, in the research lab, and beyond, these students enrich our department and our discipline. To recognize our top graduating students, we created the Excellence in Biochemistry and Molecular Biology Award. The criteria include outstanding academic performance in BMB and other classes. Winners get a certificate from the department, painted for their graduation regalia, and we announce them and celebrate them publicly at this event. So I will list our winners. For the winners who are here, come on up and get your award and your pin. And I do not have the time to celebrate you. William Callahan. Ahmad Tedeh. Christopher Dalkey. Armin Diaz. Leah Durian. Noah Gandhi. Willie Fitz. Ali Gadar. Nicole Glidden. Benjamin Goldberg. Lily Ridley. Maya Iglesias. Avi Inbar. Daniel Lubicki. Xander Lynch. Andy Ma. Sarah McManus. Dylan McLaughlin. Madison Madera. Timothy Merriman. Samantha Nicholas. Yesha Patel. Catherine Collins. Rajiv Ralangi. Connor Rich. Amon Seydoux. Kelly Simpson. Sanjana Srinivasan. Stephanie Strong. Ian Tran. Wyatt Tran. Lauren Beasley. Zoe Wetmore. And Jacob Wheeler. Let's give a final round of applause to Phil Hardy.
Some people did start. So in addition to the academic and research accomplishments of our major, we have a number of majors who really put a huge amount back into the department, particularly into helping other majors. So we have a couple of awards to honor those students. One of them is the Leading Strand Award. This is for a biochemistry major who has found leadership initiative and demonstrated strength in working with BMB major. We have 3 awardees for the Leading Strand. And the first of those is Biochemistry. I'm honored to be giving this, or presenting you with the BMB Strand Award. This award, as Amy just mentioned, usually goes to a student that has done a lot of service to the department, either being an awesome TA or a peer advisor or both. And Vidya has done both amazingly well. I first met Vidya as a student in Biochemistry 423. And this was in the fall after the kind of pandemic, so the first fall where we went back to face-to-face instruction. And we were all nervous to get back away from remote teaching, which, as Steve mentioned, was rough for all parties involved. That semester was rough, right? We didn't know what to expect, et cetera. But I was lucky to have students like Vidya and Dylan, who you're going to hear about in a second, who are going to give. That were ready to be in class and engage in the semester so much better. I was very lucky that she wanted to be a TA for 423. And for those of you that are students and obviously have taken 423, the reason that we have TA review sessions is because Vidya is us. And I wasn't supposed to be part of it, I'm not part of it. And that apparently is the thing that students have said is most helpful in navigating the course. And that's all because of Vidya. So obviously she's very well liked by faculty and students alike. In fact, I hear from the advisors that they're setting up this program to match up the mentor with mentee, so an older BMB student with a younger BMB student, and the older mentor will help them in kind of navigating math and the major and everything. So they had an event where all parties that were interested in joining this kind of get together and hear from each other. And then they would then rank each other to see who they wanted to be paired with. And after this event, Vidya was the top choice for every single mentee. We all very much appreciate you. You have amazing qualities. You are very honest, very likable, and a straight shooter, which is something that is not common in everyone. So with all of that, the BMB department, faculty, students, and staff really appreciate you and thank you for all. All right, our next award is for
our
and
So I first met Ilko on Zoom as a peer advisor. And once we were all happily students, I had the opportunity to eavesdrop a little bit. He was meeting students on the ninth floor, sometimes we leave all the doors open. It shouldn't happen often, you can hear. And I remember sitting in the office thinking, what's this? Giving this connected advice to students in such a calm manner, and it was very impressive. So I then had the pleasure of working with him and seeing him in action as a PA in teaching us, and he brings that same communicative connection with him when he's working with the students in the lab. And if you're ever looking for a problem, you can find him. You just need to listen for him laughing. And you're like, oh, and overall, our majors are so much to do it, and your compassionate, kind guidance in the lab and campus will stay with them for years. Thank you. About a line I have, and I can say it's been a base around the past 2 years. He said that I'm so used to the space, all the big runs, doing all the classes, but he was time and quick look around and there was what needs to be done. You're gonna use you don't let it drive the instruction board, give us a chance to relax and take a break. We know what needs to be done. Give your other TA students to answer questions and help them figure out what needs to be done and the best way to do it. The way that Oprah interacts with students puts them at ease. He's always so friendly with them, and has managed to establish a good balance of being a friend, while also maintaining that he is an authoritative figure and a resource for them as a PA. There's a hard balance which he can focus on flawlessly. He helps make sure that everyone feels heard, and can kind of actually listen to what the students, us, and other students have to say, and it actually has the positive dynamics we can try and maintain among everyone who emphasizes. Not only does it have professional collaboration in the labs, but it helps make hours spent in the lab on Monday evening enjoyable. It's both a maker, both belong to everyone, and frequent jokes and pranks. You get fun. Another time, I noticed people who drop something, you get nothing to drop. Photos have been a delight to work with, and I'm about 2 more weeks this semester to brief on figure and better.
all right, and we have one more meeting grant award, and that is Robin and
So I started in the teaching labs this past June, and I was told that part of my job would be helping our incredible staff manage the TAs. And I thought, oh, that might be kind of difficult. And then I met Dylan. And Dylan is far exceeded any expectations of what I was expecting a TA to be like. And like even in my wildest dreams, he shows up with his commitment to all parts of the job. It's really impressive. And in fact, just yesterday, I was in the prep room and Dylan was being used the PA leader for one of our offers, and he said, hold on, just gonna go grab my safety bottles. So I'm really passive. And that level of commitment is just so very interesting. He's got the bar very high, And we've joked many times, when, when we're talking in teaching labs, like, oh, if one of us is sick, what if we all get sick? And our joke is, oh, as long as you guys are around, run the whole thing for us. Oh, really not. So Dylan, you've been such an asset to our department, and your contributions will have a ripple effect for many years to come. Thank you. I first met Dylan at our first semester in the teaching class. It was clear from the start that he was a great student. In fact, I have a really good story to tell. He knows it. We just talked about it a couple weeks ago, but we were doing some big activity, and he managed to catch a mistake in the calculation with some unit conversions. And I came over, I was like, trying to figure it out, trying to see if it was one of my first time seeing this, so I was like, oh, no, I'm sure it's right, And Dylan insisted that if I really wanted him to, he would stop talking, just do whatever I wanted and go on with it. Let that slide. So we sat down and we tried to figure it out together, and of course, he was right. And after that point, we had to have a TA in the lab. So then the next semester, he came to TA for us in the non-major course 321. And unsurprisingly, he excelled. Like, we honor expectations, great TA. It was like he'd been doing it for years. So he has demonstrated every aspect of this award, or something deserving of this award. He's become a leader in the lab. He's someone we can pair with new TAs, so we're going to have something to present with the safety goals. And due to his kind and social demeanor, he makes students and other TAs feel comfortable and welcome. He takes initiative in the lab, ready to work as soon as he comes in. And it's like he has like this third sense, or not third, but sixth sense of like students that need help. There's like a hand somewhere, and I don't even see it until it starts. So you're not going to help. And you go right to them. To like stop the conversation with us being like a student first. And it's been great because we've been undergoing some changes in the lab. New amazing manager, we're changing the flow of the semester, and we're really lucky in the lab to have amazing TAs to depend on. It's made everything so much smoother, and Dylan especially, honestly, standing up here. So I feel really, really happy to have been working with him. He's made my job so much easier. And I'm glad we have a few more weeks to work with him, because I know he's going to go on to do amazing things and probably discover some magical drug that cures some illnesses. So congratulations, Dylan. We'll have to do that.
All right. A Carol Ryan Award was established in honor of Carol Ryan, a former staff member of the department who's really joining us today. And this is for a biochemistry major who has significantly contributed to the department through their service to peer advising and departmental events. And this year that award goes to Madison Europe. And speaking for Maddie and myself, as a member of the advising team, I spent a lot of time with our peer advisors. I first got to know Maddie in the sophomore year when she started training to be peer advisor and actively in the club. Maddie has great resources as an organizer, a peer leader, and a motivator. And particularly over a couple of years when we all had to learn how to come back in person, how to juggle uncertainty, how to juggle changes and aspirations and expectations. Maddie is persistent at making things happen. She is compassionate and caring when she talks to students. And fortunately for us, she's relentless about getting volunteers when we need them for our prospective students for an open house event. With the BMB Club, she has worked hard to establish a relationship with the Holyoke High School. So our beauty majors go and work with high school students and help them to think about college study and careers in STEM. But Maddie is also one of the students I like to go to for a student perspective. She has empathy for her peers, but she also has a sense of perspective and balance that I find very valuable. She's been tireless of working to help others, but also of taking care of herself, and finding her own path going forward. Something that I really respect. So I am very proud to have worked with you. I'm really excited about hearing about your future adventures and accomplishments. And I think I speak for all of you in the advising and saying good luck, and we will miss you. So, before Betty gets too far away, we actually want to recognize all of our teams here, right? But I want to call up our community advising team, Valerie Moore and Amelia Cooper, to share with us. So our advising team would not succeed without our undergraduate peer advisors. They are available dropping hours, they cover some email and Zoom, and we just literally. So we've already met all of our seniors. They are ready, and photo and video can come on up. So we all of you.
Okay, Amy mentioned, we could not have done it without Nigeria. Totally amazing, so I forget that, we're gonna miss them a lot. Yeah, what are you doing?
Here for having me here, but I can tell you that these last 6 months would not have been as easy or smooth a transition without our senior peer advisors, and I'm so happy to learn from you all, and I cannot wait to see what all of this. Congratulations on your accomplishment.
All right. We have a number of awards that we are given by various professional societies, and a series of awards from the American Institute for Chemists. So the first of these, the American Institute for Chemists Award for an undergraduate who has shown promise in biochemistry, chemistry research, and that goes to Carnegie. So my mentor is not able to join today, although she tells me she is zooming in from the Peterpan bus as we speak. She had asked Narciso Pavan to come up and speak.
Afternoon, everyone. Today, we take a moment to recognize the students of our BMB community who have exhibited outstanding achievement. Carmen Diaz comes to us from Worcester, Massachusetts, where she volunteered at an nonprofit and had for 4 years. In 2021, we had the pleasure of having Carmen join us in our lab, and she quickly went through her training with our various lab courses. You'll never see anyone quite as enthusiastic about counting our plasticware or taking fibers. In the past few years, it's been an absolute pleasure to watch Carmen grow into a fully capable scientist. And she has gained a lot of expertise in 2D and 3D tissue culture, along with expertise in complex microscopy, as well as complex quantitative analysis. Carmen's wide breadth of talents means that she has had a part in everybody's project in our lab. And it's going to be sad to see her go as we go into our final semester together. I'm honored to present to her the American Institute of Chemistry Award for undergraduate senior to our very own Carmen Diaz.
All right. We also have an American Institute of Chemistry Award for a graduate student who has doing excellent progress this year, and this year that will be to Nathan Panic.
Dr. Gill, you was that, and Kevin, we wanted me to introduce, I think you were doing for some, you asked Dr.
Well, thank you for that introduction. I'm glad I can introduce Nathan here and tell you the video. It's not an introduce you to actually, you're gonna get back up. As the 2023 graduate student, American student. Nathan is currently a PhD student in the molecular and cellular biology program and will be defending his thesis this summer. He has been an exemplary grad student as a scholar, researcher, educator, and a team player as a member of our lab. Nathan is a native of Massachusetts and did his undergrad study at the University of Chicago, where he graduated with a biochemistry degree, obtaining valuable early lab experience in structural biology. He took a gap year between his undergrad and grad school to teach chemistry and coached a couple of teams at his alma mater at Minnesota School in Concord, Massachusetts. He came to UMass with solid quantitative, chemical, computational, and biochemical skills, and has significantly built on these areas, plus added more to the incredibly broad, skilled, and versatile science. He quickly made himself an indispensable part of our lab, which is great for him, but all work for us. As he gets closer to moving on, I just want to highlight a couple aspects of Nathan and his contributions to the lab. First, Nathan picked up a project that's not the main part of the lab's focus, that he had to learn relatively new aspects in order to engage and complete it on time, including generating reagents, antibodies, and new cells. He relied on some very old classical techniques that he had taught himself and developed many new ones in order to achieve finish the product. He also created a new platform for quantitative proteomics to define quantities in separate in cells. Nathan also has commendable computational skills, which are invaluable to us and for me in the study analyzing large data sets in the lab as a whole. He became an integral part of almost all the projects in the lab with this skill. Nathan has helped a number of years to teach class that Dan teaches with a hands-on workshop to the first year MCD students that introduces them to a large array of online computational platforms for analyzing protein structure, interactions, localization, etc. This provides fellow MCD students with valuable skills that they can use when they create their own projects in their own labs. Nathan quickly, upon arriving at the lab, made an indispensable part of our team and our lab family in many ways. Not least being a caring, helpful, patient team player, and apparently, which is apparent to all of us when she's ready for this fix. So, let's all say congratulations to Nathan for this spell.
We also have an emergency chemistry award for a postdoctoral scholar showing exemplary competence, and that this year goes to Dr. Marco Provedon.
It's me a great pleasure to recognize Marco's outstanding contribution to our lab. Marco's hard work and leadership have been instrumental in our progress. Marcos was an undergraduate in biotechnology from Argentina and the School of Biological Science, Biochemical and Pharmaceutical Science of the National University of Rosario. He is not the first that came to help us at UMass Amherst from Rosario, and I hope that he's not the last one, because they are really, really great scientists coming from that institution. He then did a PhD in biological sciences in the Institute of Biology and Molecular and Cellular Biology from Rosario, IBR Conistet. Throughout his time at UMass, Marco has consistently demonstrated a fantastic ability to navigate challenging projects with ease. Marco's high degree of maturity and professionalism has set him apart as a rising star in the field of biochemistry and bacterial pathogens. On behalf of everyone in the BMB department, I would like to congratulate Marco on this well-deserved recognition. We are proud to have him as part of our team, and we look forward to seeing all that he will achieve in the years to come. Congratulations.
Right. The American Society for Biochemistry and Molecular Biology is our home professional society. And we have an award that we give every year to a junior who's shown the promise in biochemistry research. And this year that goes to the field of
What a great pleasure to have this opportunity to honor Cecilia. So Cecilia is a junior, as introduced to, compared to some of the seniors, she's a little younger, but she joined my lab in her freshman summer. And that's it, never looked back. She has been the lab member forever. And last year, which is her sophomore year summer, and she received the award to do research through the whole time. The second summer probably better than the first summer. He's mature, he's ready. So through the summer research, produce something exciting. So we presented that research as a post-reflection. That simple presentation was recognized. We have a great research going on here. So she was recommended to go to the ASBMB undergraduate student presentation. Last month, she received the funding support attending the society meeting, presented her work and entered competition. But doesn't really matter. Yes, so I think for that, I was so delighted to have her forward this summer. But she said, I need to stay solid on mom and family because summertime I thought to have a little break. So she took a little break, but really is committed to her research. And so if I want to describe Cecilia as an individual, the commitment definitely stands very high. She's highly committed to do whatever she's committed to do. And scientifically, Cecilia has such a unique character. So curiosity, looking for something unknown, is fearless. So together with her also mentor, we enter a new research field. I don't know how to put it, but we already have 2 papers ready to one ready to submit, the other one to go. So because it's new, you know, I see that a lot of we are learning together. So Cecilia going to go to night with the summer, I'm listening. But go to night, but study the same subject area. So we want to learn from experts into that direction. Question will come back. But what do we here? Well, this is I'm going to talk about yes. It's a great pleasure having Cecilia. The other thing I didn't say is she's also a musician. Tonight, we're going to perform together with UMass band. And I know she's a great actor, no question that I'm a professor. I'm biased. Cecilia is a great scientist. So continue working in the scientific field, she makes a difference. Congratulations.
All right, we have one more awardee to recognize today, but in characteristic of overachieving BMB fashion, she's actually getting 2 awards. This is the American Society for Biochemistry and Molecular Biology Award for Outstanding Senior, the American Chemical Society Technology Award for an Outstanding Senior, and then both of these go to the awardees.
But first I have to tell you something. I'm inevitably through Zoom because we've been doing so much through Zoom. And, you know, she filled the box. And I Our project would be. There's one failure of Zoom. Anyway, and I didn't, I have pages over there, but I'm here to go off about this. We really don't, are celebrating this one of our students. And so I don't have to say that the musical, oh, I don't have to say that she is stellar at everything she tries. She makes it look effortless. She has an innate instinct for research, but it's one of those things that you're just so, as a PI, we're training that, right? But we're just so darn fortunate when we have these students come along who just carry the science with them. I will give you just the background that I think makes Leah unique, and actually, she didn't start when I was a freshman. She didn't even join as an official sophomore. Because she came to UMass, she was recruited as track star. And she was high jumper. And when she first interviewed with me, I looked at this background and I thought, oh, this person's an athlete, and they really don't care about the lab. And then I would talk to her about the number of practices a week she was doing. But then after a very short period of time, and Amy Cutterfeld, who was working with her, will say this, it became totally invisible to us that she was going and breaking her butt to jump higher and higher with the track coach. Well, with us, she jumping higher and higher and higher in the shots. For Leah, this is new tension in her just playing the number of hours in a day. And so we had lots of discussions, and we had to hear about an athletic scholarship in Germany, very unusual to be recruited for that. But she loved the science. And somehow the fact that she quite understands what it was to be passionately in love with biomolecular research. So he tried to explain, and in the end had to make a decision. And we are so lucky that she chose to stick with us. And then we had to see for what would happen next, because she really wasn't only in a year, but she was doing so well. And she was recruited from Germany with painful freight to come to UMass by saying no to the track coach. So I said, you can graduate in 3 years. You got a 4.0, you're doing all this stuff, you were doing all that track practice, you did it in the lab all the time, you're doing fabulous science, working on HSP70 and molecular background, how it recognizes subjects. So she graduated early. But I went to go to this trying business that everybody talks about. Because and the masters here in our pilot master, which is like took Leah a little while to figure that out, because she could go and do whatever, but her science will flourish. I know you'll still be here with us, and we get to benefit. And I know after that, she'll be a citizen of the world again with a master's where she can go at any graduate program with us. And she'll be in all right, so that's the end of the prepared remarks. We will be here for a while. If you would like to mingle, get some food, take some pictures, more hugs is always welcome. But before I let you go, I want to acknowledge the fact that this event happened is because of our wonderful staff in BMB who have made all of this happen. And I particularly want to shout out to them. Let's still have one more round.
I don't think it was. Always watching that.
All right. Is it? Okay. I've done this before. Carol, so nice to meet you. Like, the way you guys are like. Right, yeah. Right here, right here, right here. What is it? Right. So, I don't think anyone's there. All right, fair enough. Like. If anyone needs. Yeah.